Hey guys, let's talk about a bed sheet body row. Okay, so for some of you, if you're stuck at home, you don't have a pull-up bar, you need something to do some horizontal rows, which is a decent enough replacement for things like pull-ups, and obviously a great replacement for things like TRX or ring rows. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a bed sheet. Now, the bed sheet needs to be strong. The cheaper quality of the bed sheet, you may very well end up with rips or tears in the sheet itself. So not only does it need to be good quality, but you need to be okay with the fact that it might rip or tear a little bit. Okay, so even if you maybe it's time to upgrade your bed sheets, then order yourself a new set of bed sheets and take your old ones if they're in decent shape and use this for a body row. Okay. Obviously, if you're setting this up for kids, make sure that it's sturdy enough that your kids aren't going to fall and hurt themselves, obviously. So there's some precautions you have to take here, but at the same time, if you follow some of these tips in this video, you should be just fine. So like I said, good solid sturdy bed sheet. You also need a door, and we'll talk about how you're going to set up the door, which way it needs to swing, all that kind of stuff. So take your bed sheet, and one end of the bed sheet you need to fold lengthwise. So this is all the same end of the bed sheet. So if this is the head end of the bed, I've taken the sheet. I don't want to unfold it because it takes a little bit of a hassle to fold it up. I find that you just need to fold one end. Again, fold it lengthwise, so that's folded in half, right? I've already got the two ends here. I'm going to fold it in half lengthwise again, and then one more time. Probably 3 times should be plenty. So you're going to get about 8 to 12 inches of bed sheet all folded over and nice and tight. Okay, you're going to take this end and make a knot. So this is also where you adjust the length of the sheet. So if you've got long sheets or you don't have a whole lot of clearance behind the door, then you're going to want to knot the sheet further down. Okay, but I find about a foot or so from the end of the bed sheet is sufficient to make yourself a knot. Once we have the knot, then we're going to head on over to the door. So let's take a look at that now. Okay, so let's talk about the door that we're going to use for our body row. Number one, obviously it has to be sturdy enough. The heavier duty the door, the better. Number two, the door has to swing towards you to close. Okay, so if the door was swinging open this way, there's a greater likelihood that the door is going to pop open. So it should swing in the opposite direction of where I'm doing my rows. So if I'm going to drape the sheet over this way, I'm going to do my body rows this way. Does that make sense? Take the knot of the bed sheet and you're going to drape it over the door. So the knot has to be on that side in the room. Okay? You might want to flatten the sheet out a little bit based on the clearance of your door frame. So the sheet's going to hang on this side of the door, and then we're going to close it. It might take a little bit of oomph, a little bit of elbow grease to get that door to close. Make sure it latches. If you can push it open, you may end up with some problems. Okay, so we got our bed sheet. It's hanging free. The knot's on the other side, inside the bedroom or whatever room you're using this door on. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We've got our bed sheet. It's hung over the door. The door is swinging towards us to shut. It's latched nice and tight. At this end of the bed sheet, it's loose and free. The corners then become my handles. These are my rings or my TRX handles that I'm going to hold on to. So what I do is that you take the corner, and if you bunch it up, you can hold on to the bed sheet like so. If you need to, you can even double it around or wrap it around your hand to give yourself a nice solid grip. Aim for about the same grip on both sides. And then from here, I can lean back and do my rows from here. Okay? So again, you may test this out a little bit before we go too horizontal, because we want to make sure, obviously, that the sheet's not going to go anywhere, or that it can actually withstand your body weight, so that the sheet itself isn't ripping or tearing. Okay? Give this one a shot. These are for body rows, great substitute for ring or TRX rows, and especially if you don't have a pull-up bar at home. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions.